Get ready for a lesson in humility like you've never seen before. Mariusz Pudzianowski, the man who was crowned the world's strongest man 5 times, brought his incredible strength and determination to the ring, facing fighters who underestimated his power.
Mariusz Pudzianowski!
These overconfident opponents learned the hard way that it's not enough to talk, you have to back it up. Stay until the end of the video to see Pudzianowski's best knockouts. So brutal that even the gloves called for a timeout. Mariusz Pudzianowski, known as the Dominator, is a living legend who became the world's strongest man 5 times, leaving his mark in extreme strength competitions with nearly superhuman feats. After dominating in that field, he decided to take his power to the MMA world, where he shocked everyone with his ability to combine raw strength and strategy in the ring. Although initially underestimated, Pudzianowski proved that he was not only strong but also an unstoppable fighter. His story is one of a giant who never stops pushing limits and crushing expectations. That's why, next, we'll show you his top 10 fights, where Mariusz Pudzianowski left his rivals seeing stars and looking for the GPS to find the exit of the ring. 1. Pudzianowski vs. Marcin Najman. In 2009, Mariusz Pudzianowski, considered the world's strongest man, decided to try his luck in the world of mixed martial arts. His debut took place at KSW 12, a prestigious Polish MMA event, where he faced Marcin Najman, a professional boxer with experience in the ring but yet to try his hand at MMA. The expectations were high, as fans were eager to see how Pudzianowski, famous for his imposing physique and successful career in strongman, where he won the title of World's Strongest Man 5 times, would perform. Many wondered if his raw strength could translate into skills in the octagon. From the beginning of the fight, Pudzianowski made it clear that his physical power wasn't just an asset in weightlifting but also in MMA. As soon as the fight began, he immediately launched himself at Najman with fierce aggression. The early exchanges were a clear demonstration of the difference in power between the two. Pudzianowski landed several strong punches and, with unexpected speed, took Najman down. A direct blow left his opponent on the floor, unable to defend himself. Within seconds, the fight was decided, with Pudzianowski unstoppable and Najman unable to react. With the referee intervening at 43 seconds of the first round, the victory went to Pudzianowski, marking his arrival in the world of MMA with a crushing knockout and a memorable debut. 2. Pudzianowski vs. Jun. In 2019, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Jun at KSW 51, a fight that attracted a lot of attention due to the difference in experience between the two. Pudzianowski, a veteran of MMA with an impressive history in strongman, was facing Jun, a former model and bodybuilder who had started his MMA career with great enthusiasm but still had little experience compared to his opponent. Jun had a solid bodybuilding background and seemed to have good physical endurance, but he was up against a man known for his massive strength and skills in the octagon. When the fight began, Pudzianowski immediately demonstrated why his name is synonymous with power. With immediate aggression, he moved toward Jun and quickly pressured him against the cage. Pudzianowski, with his usual overwhelming strength, began landing a series of heavy blows that quickly put Jun in trouble. Despite Jun's attempts to defend himself, Pudzianowski's power was too much for him. In the second round, Pudzianowski again showed his superiority, landing a series of precise strikes that left no room for Jun to recover.
On the wire. To pass, and I think this marked the beginning of the end.
Amid this relentless attack, the referee stopped the fight, awarding the victory to Pudzianowski by technical knockout.
For a second, Pudzian was holding on to an arm, but I think we're given a warning here. This looks close.
Well, that's it. It's all over, and Pudzianowski has done it.
3. Pudzianowski vs. Sarian Alsmangia. In 2021, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Sarian Alsmangia, known as Bombardier, at KSW 64. This fight generated a lot of excitement as Pudzianowski's opponent was a large, powerful Senegalese wrestler known for his impressive physique and career in traditional Senegalese wrestling. The fight, which was set to take place in a high-profile event, marked a clash between two titans, with Pudzianowski looking to cement his place among the best in MMA and Bombardier attempting to make a dominant entrance into the octagon. When the fight began, Pudzianowski wasted no time in imposing his pace, using his superior speed and strength to quickly close the distance with Bombardier. Despite the great size and reach of his opponent, Pudzianowski was direct with his attacks, wasting no time.
Podamy są szybkie.
Kopnięcie, tak właśnie.
In an impressive display of power, he landed an explosive strike that left Bombardier staggering and unable to defend himself. Pudzianowski continued his offensive with surprising speed, taking every opportunity to land devastating blows. At 18 seconds of the first round, a precise punch left Bombardier unconscious, and the referee had no choice but to stop the fight, declaring Pudzianowski the winner by knockout in one of the fastest finishes in KSW history.
Kopnięcie, tak było. Takich kopnięć przyzwyczajony nie jest. Bombardier został bombardowany.
4. Pudzianowski vs. Łukasz Yurkowski. In 2021, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Łukasz Yurkowski at KSW 61, a fight that brought together two of the most well-known figures in the organization. Pudzianowski, with his impressive history in the world of strongman and his growing MMA career, was up against Łukasz Yurkowski, a KSW veteran with solid experience in the octagon and a reputation as a technical and strategic fighter. The fight was especially interesting because, while Pudzianowski had the advantage in terms of strength, Yurkowski had a deep knowledge of MMA and a proven ability to handle opponents with different fighting styles. From the start of the fight, Pudzianowski imposed his physical presence, pressuring Yurkowski with his size and strength. Although Yurkowski tried to use his technique and move quickly, Pudzianowski's power was evident from the first round. As the fight went on, Pudzianowski continued to look for opportunities to land his powerful strikes, while Yurkowski tried to keep his distance and use his agility to avoid contact. However, in the second round, Pudzianowski managed to make his power and constant pressure count. With a series of quick, well-placed strikes, he was able to knock Yurkowski down and take control of the fight. Amid Pudzianowski's offensive, Yurkowski couldn't defend himself properly, and the referee stopped the fight due to the damage he had received, awarding the victory by technical knockout to Pudzianowski.
W przerwie między rundami strony Mariusza jest to Yurkowski się nie podda, to wiem, sędzia ręce wykluczone, koniec walki.
5. Pudzianowski vs. Bob Sapp. In 2012, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Bob Sapp at KSW 19, a fight that generated a lot of attention due to the significant size and fame difference between the two fighters. Bob Sapp, known for his imposing figure and his history in kickboxing and MMA, already had an established name in the sport, while Pudzianowski, coming from the world of strongman, had started to gain recognition in MMA but had yet to reach the same popularity as Sapp. Despite the large experience gap, Pudzianowski, with his incredible strength and agility for his size, was determined to prove he could compete with a fighter of Sap's caliber. When the fight began, Pudzianowski didn't hesitate to test Sap's endurance, who was known for his power in the early rounds, but also for tiring quickly.
Państwo na to szybko patrzą, bo może nie trwać długo.
From the start, Pudzianowski showed his aggression, pressing Sap against the cage and controlling the pace of the fight. Despite Sap's attempts to use his size and strength to counter Pudzianowski's attacks, Pudzianowski stood firm, landing precise and quick strikes. As the minutes passed, Sap's energy began to fade, allowing Pudzianowski to continue dominating. In the first round, Pudzianowski landed a series of brutal strikes that visibly affected Sap. As Sap grew fatigued, Pudzianowski intensified his attack, and with a devastating blow, sent Sap to the ground. The referee, seeing that Sap couldn't defend himself, quickly intervened to stop the fight and declare Pudzianowski the winner by technical knockout.
Pudziana rozpoczyna dewastująco czy nie przerwać tej walki.
6. Pudzianowski vs. Paweł Nastula. In 2014, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Paweł Nastula at KSW 29, a fight that promised to be one of the most interesting matchups of the organization that year. Nastula, an Olympic judo medalist, was an extremely respected fighter in the world of martial arts. With a solid judo background and an impressive history in international competitions, Nastula was considered a formidable opponent. And many expected his ground skills to be the key to defeating Pudzianowski, who was still refining his MMA techniques. Despite the difference in styles, the fight shaped up to be a clash of forces, with Pudzianowski bringing incredible physical power that Nastula would have to counter with his technical experience. When the fight began, Nastula tried to use his judo skills to bring the fight to the ground, knowing he would have the advantage there. However, Pudzianowski, with his powerful presence and strength, resisted Nastula's attempts to control him in the clinch.
Wiedzą, że żaden z nich nie ma żelaza. Będzie trwała ta walka, a tym będzie im ciężej. I znów się szczepili.
As the fight progressed, Pudzianowski took every opportunity to impose his aggression and land strikes on his opponent. Nastula, despite his technical skills, couldn't match the intensity of Pudzianowski's attacks, which kept him under constant pressure.
Teraz Pudzianowski poszedł w nogi swojego.
The fight primarily took place on the feet, with Pudzianowski landing hard punches on his opponent, who began to lose ground.
W walce z mistrzem olimpijskim w judo.
In the second round, after an exchange of strikes, Pudzianowski took advantage of an opening in Nastula's defense and landed a devastating blow that left the Polish judoka unconscious. The referee quickly stopped the fight, awarding the victory to Pudzianowski by technical knockout.
Wielkiej chęci, a się tym kolanem właśnie. To są sekundy dzielące Pawła Nastulę od zakończenia kariery.
7. Pudzianowski vs. Ollie Thompson. In 2011, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Ollie Thompson at KSW 17, a fight that was key for both fighters' careers. Pudzianowski, known for his incredible strength as a strongman champion, was looking to solidify his place in the world of mixed martial arts, while Ollie Thompson, an experienced British fighter and powerlifting champion, also came in with a strong background in strength sports and had already made his MMA debut. The fight was a clash between two athletes with imposing physiques but different approaches to their MMA experience, generating a lot of excitement among fans. From the start of the fight, Pudzianowski showed his aggression and power, looking to impose his pace and strength. Thompson, for his part, tried to keep his distance, using his MMA experience to avoid Pudzianowski's footwork and explosive style. However, Pudzianowski's power became evident in the early exchanges as he started landing several solid strikes. Despite Thompson's resistance, Pudzianowski was able to take his opponent down several times, pressuring him relentlessly. In the first round, Pudzianowski continued to control the fight, landing strikes with great power and making it clear that his fighting style was evolving. In the second round, after an intense exchange of strikes and a takedown, Pudzianowski gave Thompson no respite. Despite Thompson's tenacity, he couldn't defend against the powerful blows from the Polish fighter. With a precise and powerful strike, Pudzianowski knocked Thompson out, securing the technical knockout. 8. Pudzianowski vs. Nikola Milanovic. In 2021, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Nikola Milanovic at KSW 59, a fight that provided a great opportunity for the Pole to demonstrate that his strength and MMA skills were still evolving. Milanovic, a Serbian fighter with a technical fighting style and experience in various mixed martial arts disciplines, represented an interesting challenge for Pudzianowski, who, despite improving throughout his career, was still considered a newcomer compared to more experienced fighters in MMA. The fight was a test to see if Pudzianowski could continue his rise to the top of the organization and overcome an opponent with international experience. When the fight began, Pudzianowski immediately displayed his characteristic aggression, charging forward with his powerful physical presence.
Ze swojego judo, ze swojego sambo.
Milanovic, despite his smaller size, wasn't intimidated and tried to keep his distance, seeking to use his technique and speed to avoid Pudzianowski's strength game.
Próba rzucenia, przejście do...
However, the Pole constantly pressured Milanovic, landing hard punches and looking for opportunities to take him down. On several occasions, Pudzianowski showed his ability to close the distance and land powerful shots on Milanovic, leaving him with no response. As the fight progressed, Pudzianowski continued using his power to dominate Milanovic, who couldn't handle the physical pressure from the former strongman champion. With a series of decisive strikes, Pudzianowski finally landed a powerful blow that left Milanovic in a bad position. The referee quickly intervened, stopping the fight and declaring Pudzianowski the winner by technical knockout in the first round.
Trzymał się siatki. To szybko. Wynik tego pojedynku był dobrze.
9. Pudzianowski vs. Eric Butterbean. In 2010, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced Eric Butterbean at KSW 14, a fight that generated a lot of curiosity due to the two unusual opponents in the octagon. Butterbean, known for his impressive size and his career in boxing and MMA, was a well-known figure, famous for his power in the early rounds and his devastating knockout ability. On the other hand, Pudzianowski, the world's strongest man, was making his first steps in the world of mixed martial arts after leaving the strongman world. The fight, therefore, was seen as a clash between two great physiques but with different skills, and fans were wondering if Pudzianowski would be able to handle a veteran like Esh. When the fight began, both fighters approached cautiously, knowing that any strike could make a difference due to their power. However, it quickly became evident that Pudzianowski not only had strength but also surprising speed for his size. Esh, despite his experience in the ring, was quickly overwhelmed by Pudzianowski's intensity, who, with his characteristic aggression, Butterbean tried to counter with some shots, but Pudzianowski's speed and power were too much for him. As the first round went on, the difference in pace and Pudzianowski's ability to land clean shots tilted the balance in his favor. After a series of precise strikes, the referee, seeing that Esh couldn't continue, stopped the fight and declared Pudzianowski the winner by technical knockout in the first round.
Mariusz, więcej tych koniec!
10. Pudzianowski vs. James Thompson. In 2012, Mariusz Pudzianowski faced James the Colossus Thompson at KSW 19, a fight that brought together two fighters with a large physical presence. Thompson, an experienced MMA veteran with a career that included fights in organizations such as Pride and Bellator, was known for his size and durability, but also for his tendency to be vulnerable to strikes. Pudzianowski, for his part, with his impressive strongman physique, was eager to keep proving that his brute strength could take him to the top of the mixed martial arts world. The fight began aggressively, with Pudzianowski quickly setting the pace. From the start, Pudzianowski showed his power, pressing Thompson and looking to land heavy strikes.
Pracuje haczeniem Mariusz. Mamy partię. Próbuje wejść w dosiad teraz.
James Thompson tried to use his experience and size to withstand Pudzianowski's onslaught, but he couldn't avoid the Polish fighter's pressure, who kept attacking with fast, hard punches. As the first round progressed, Pudzianowski found an opening in Thompson's defense and landed a strong blow that clearly affected him. Although Thompson tried to resist, Pudzianowski's strikes began to take their toll, and with one more devastating blow, Thompson fell to the canvas.
Nie udało się znokautować Thompsona i cały czas zadaje sobie pytanie, czego zabrakło? Czego zabrakło w tych ciosach Mariusza Pudzianowskiego?
Mariusz Pudzianowski has proven throughout his MMA career that his incredible strength and determination can help him overcome some of the most formidable opponents. Despite coming from the strongman world, he has made a name for himself in the octagon with impressive knockout victories. If you were surprised by his talent and would like to see more of his fights, don't forget to subscribe to avoid missing the next stories and fights. See you in the next video.